Inside a magical garden, deep in the heart of a lush, vibrant forest, hidden from prying eyes, lay a magical garden unlike any other. The garden was a treasure trove of wonders, where flowers bloomed in every color of the rainbow, and the air was sweet with the scent of sugar and spice. It was here that the most extraordinary creatures lived, and where the most fantastical adventures awaited. In the center of the garden, a sparkling fountain bubbled and splashed, creating a mesmerizing display of light and sound. The fountain was surrounded by a patchwork of colorful flowers, each one more breathtaking than the last. There were sunflowers that towered above the others, their bright yellow petals shining like miniature suns. There were daisies that danced in the breeze, their delicate petals fluttering like butterflies. And there were roses, their velvety petals soft as a summer breeze. Among the flowers, a little fairy named Luna fluttered about, her iridescent wings glimmering in the sunlight. She was a gentle soul, with hair as bright as the stars and eyes as blue as the morning sky. Luna was the guardian of the magical garden, tasked with keeping its secrets and magic safe from those who would misuse them. One day, a young girl named Sophie stumbled upon the magical garden. She had wandered deeper into the forest than she ever had before, searching for a rare type of wildflower to add to her collection. As she pushed aside the curtain of vines and flowers that hid the garden from view, she gasped in wonder. The garden was even more beautiful than she had imagined, and she felt as though she had entered a dream world. Luna, sensing Sophie's presence, fluttered down from the flowers to greet her. "Welcome, little one," she said, her voice like the tinkling of a bell. "I have been waiting for you. My name is Luna, and I am the guardian of this magical garden." Sophie's eyes widened as she took in the beauty of the garden. "It's so magical," she breathed. "I've never seen anything like it." Luna smiled, her eyes twinkling. "I'm glad you like it. But be warned, Sophie, this garden is not just a place of beauty. It is also a place of great power. The flowers here have the ability to grant wishes, but they must be used wisely. For every wish granted, there is a price to pay, and not everyone is worthy of the garden's magic." Sophie's eyes grew wide with excitement. "Really? I've always wanted to make a wish," she exclaimed. Luna's expression turned serious. "I'm afraid it's not that simple, Sophie. The garden's magic is not something to be taken lightly. You must prove yourself worthy before you can make a wish. Are you willing to do that?" Quote. Sophie nodded eagerly. "Yes, I'm willing. I promise to use the garden's magic wisely." Luna smiled, seeming to approve of Sophie's determination. "Very well. Then, I will give you 3 tasks to complete. If you succeed, you will be granted 1 wish. But if you fail, you will never set foot in this garden again." Sophie's heart raced with excitement. She was ready to begin her journey to prove herself worthy of the garden's magic. The first task Luna set before Sophie was to gather 3 rare flowers that bloomed only once a year. Deep in the heart of the forest, the flowers were said to have the power to heal even the most grievous of wounds, and Luna needed them to treat a wounded fairy who lived in a nearby glade. Sophie set off immediately, following the path that Luna had shown her. She searched high and low, her heart pounding with excitement, until she finally found the first flower. It was a delicate, white bloom with petals as soft as silk. She picked it carefully, making sure not to damage it, and placed it in her basket. The second task was to retrieve a crystal from the depths of a nearby cave. The crystal was said to have the power to purify even the most polluted of waters, and Luna needed it to clean a polluted stream that ran through the heart of the garden. Sophie set off once again, this time making her way to the cave. She had to crawl on her hands and knees through narrow tunnels and climb up steep rock formations. But she finally reached the crystal. It was a beautiful, clear stone that seemed to glow with an inner light. She picked it up carefully, making sure not to drop it, and placed it in her basket. The third and final task was to retrieve a feather from the nest of a rare and majestic bird that lived high up in a nearby tree. The feather was said to have the power to grant wisdom and clarity of thought, and Luna needed it to help her make a difficult decision. Sophie set off once again, this time making her way to the tree. She had to climb up high, using the branches as a ladder, until she finally reached the bird's nest. The bird was a beautiful, majestic creature with feathers as white as snow and eyes as blue as the sky. Sophie carefully plucked a feather from the nest, making sure not to disturb the bird or its eggs, and placed it in her basket. When Sophie returned to the garden, Luna was waiting for her, a look of approval on her face. "Well done, Sophie," she said. "You have completed all 3 tasks with ease and skill. You are now worthy of making a wish." Sophie's eyes grew wide with excitement. "What can I wish for?" she asked. Luna smiled. "Anything your heart desires, Sophie. But remember, the garden's magic is not to be taken lightly. Make your wish wisely." Sophie thought for a moment, her mind racing with all the possibilities. Then, she looked up at Luna and smiled. "I wish for the ability to heal any wound or illness," she said. "I want to be able to help those in need, and make the world a better place." Luna nodded, a look of approval on her face. "Your wish is granted, Sophie. From this day forward, you will have the power to heal any wound or illness. Use it wisely, and always remember the magic of this garden." And with that, Sophie's journey through the magical garden came to an end. She left the garden, her heart full of joy and her spirit renewed. She knew that she would always treasure the memories of her time in the garden, and that she would use the garden's magic to make the world a better place. From that day forward, Sophie traveled the world, using her newfound powers to heal those in need. She became known as a wise and compassionate healer, and people came from far and wide to seek her help. And though Sophie never forgot the magical garden, she never returned to it. She knew that the garden's magic was not something to be taken lightly, and that she had been given a great gift. She used her powers wisely, always remembering the lessons she had learned in the garden, and always keeping the magic of the garden close to her heart. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.